Mr. Raymond Morales, the UMS Advisor, and of course to our dearest research advisor, Mr. Edward C. Badan. Before we start our research presentation, allow us to introduce ourselves to all of you. I am Margaret P. Sabangan.
I am Adrian G. Angara.
I am Justin Alex P. Cruz.
I am Joella Nicole Astillero.
I am Gianna Isabino.
I am Arjay Maano.
And we are the researchers of this study entitled
The Challenges Faced by the General Academic Students in Choosing Their Career Path at Metro Manila College.
To begin with, here is a short video regarding on our research study.
Pero na wala kang nakikita na public school na nag-o-offer. Puro private school, eh, ibang namin tuition yun. Eh, yung pamilya namin, higit sa financial, kasi tinugin mo na para pag-aralan ng mga magulang ko doon. Pero isipin na lang na, mag-ipin na kasi yung
mas bagay sa yung teacher. Yung sa akin naman, gusto kong i-take yung BS Psychology. Kaya nga lang, gusto ng family ko mag-criminology ako, pero hindi naman sa akin swak. So, mas pipiliin ko na lang yung BS Psychology kasi nandun yung sales school para kapag gumagawin kami, sama-sama kami sa isang company. Ikaw ba?
Kasi hindi ko alam kung ano kasi nila yung course na hindi ko ako. Hindi kasi para kulang pa yung skills. Pero ako ako hindi ko siya mahal. Ako hindi ko alam na ako. Mga hindi ko alam kung ano gagawin sa college. Baka hindi ko alam kung gagawin yung kanina. Marunong yan.
Uwit ko ng Friday, ano sabihin yung for the family? Wala, unsolved pa ako. Pero kung hindi kakayanan ng mga yung creative dito, hindi na lang ako magkakaroon, magtatrabaho na lang ako para makatulong din sa kanila kahit pa paano.
To start the introduction of this study, here's Ms. Gamboa.
Career path is a major priority of every student's in the world. It's a crucial life decision that students want to pursue in the future. In that case, early planning and organizing should be done by the students as soon as possible. As stated by Manasal 2018, there are 7 factors that may undecided students may encounter. This includes the confusion following parents' decision, financial problem, limited school offering, they do not envision themselves taking the career, they feel sick about their career, and lastly, imagining being away from their friends makes them worried. This study emphasizes the importance of early planning and organizing by the students in choosing their career path. Also highlights the challenges faced by the general academic students and provides strategies for them to overcome the hurdles that they face in choosing their career path. Moreover, the researcher believes that this will benefit the researcher, most especially the undecided students, making informed decision about their future plan. Now, let's proceed for Mr. Angala, the theoretical framework.
Thank you, Ms. Gamboa. Good afternoon, dear panelists. To further dive into our presentation, here is a theoretical framework that the researchers use for this research study. John Pollock's theory of career choice states that every student's career choice is based on their personality and the people within their surroundings. There are 6 classifications of personality type: realistic, investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, and conventional. When we say realistic type of students, they are more active, participative, and they enjoy physical activities. Investigative type of students, they are more analytical and thinking, and they enjoy mind-challenging activities. Artistic type of students, they have a broad range of imaginative minds and creative capabilities. Next, social or helpers, these are students who are more radical and they are more concerned with the welfare of other people. Next, enterprising or the persuaders, they can adapt socially and they have a strong sense of leadership skills. And lastly, the conventional or the organizers, they are organized and they work well with numbers. The researchers use this theory because it is a suitable foundation for our research study to provide a good, reliable source of information. Since our topic is about choosing a career choice, it will help the students to determine what personality do they have and how do this personality will benefit them in order to find a right career for their future. To discuss the conceptual framework, may I call on Ms. Sabahan.
Now, here is the conceptual framework that the researchers use to illustrate those different challenges that the students face in choosing their career path. The researchers use this framework to show the connection of each concept that was used in this research study. Choosing a career path is one of the serious decisions that every student should be analyzed and think carefully because it is a decision where it can affect their good lives. As you can see in these three subgroups, these are the challenges that the researchers think that the students face in choosing their career path. The first one is the financial aspect, wherein according to Rsearch 2019 that the financial stability can affect the student's career choice. Because some of the students, if they found out that their choice of career is expensive and they cannot afford to pay the tuition of it, they will change their choice of career to a more practical career, even if it is not their passion or interest. Second one is the environmental aspect. Based on the research of the researchers, it is one of the common problems that the students face in choosing their career path. According to Project House 2022, that the environment such as family, schools, religious institutions, and peer groups can affect a student's career choice in a positive or a negative way. And lastly, the self-evaluation aspect. Most of the students are having a hard time in choosing their career path because of self-doubt. Some of the students are not believing in their own talents, skills, and their abilities. And because of that, it is hard for them to choose a career path that is suitable for themselves. For the statement of the problem, here's Ms. Astelier.
These are the following research questions that the researchers needed in conducting this research study. First are the demographic profile of the respondents in terms of sex, grade level, sections, and parents, guardians, employment status. Next are the challenges faced by the general academic students in terms of financial, environmental, and self-evaluation aspect. Lastly, how will the study findings help the students to choose the right and most suitable career for them? May I call on Ms. Cruz to discuss the next slide.
Thank you so much, Ms. Astudero. For the significance of the study, these are the following beneficiaries for this research study. The first one is for the students to determine what are the challenges they may have faced in choosing their career path, and also to give them awareness in their career selection. And also through this study, they will learn the strategies that they can do for them to be able to identify the career that suits for them. Second, the teachers. Also through this study, the teachers can help their students to guide them to the career that they would choose. And also it can help them to share their knowledge about this research study. Along this study, it can also help the parents to understand the challenges that their children experience in choosing their career path, and also to guide their children to the career that they will choose. The school administration is also one of the beneficiaries for this research study, for the reason that they can develop an understanding about the challenges that the student face in choosing their career path. Finally, the future researchers. This study will be useful for the future researchers to use it as a reference or guide that they would plan to conduct any study that is related to this research topic. For the next slide is the study of scope that will be discussed by Mr. Dimaan.
For the scope and limitation for this study, the researchers mainly focus on the challenges that general academics face in choosing their career. Also, it is limited to 50 students who are officially enrolled in school year 2022 to 2023. To begin that research method, here are Mr. Angala, Miss Habangan, Miss Gamboa, and Miss Astillero.
To begin the research method, the researchers use a quantitative research to know the amount of the students who are affected by those different challenges in choosing their career path. And also, the data of this study will be analyzed through the use of numerical data. The researchers also utilize descriptive research design in order to determine those different challenges that the students face in choosing their career path. Furthermore, according to Patrick at 2022, that the descriptive research design mainly focuses on describing a population, a situation, or a phenomenon that is being studied without questioning why and event of who.
In addition to that, the researchers use quota sampling technique for this research study. According to Nicolopoulos 2022, quota sampling technique is a non-probability sampling method that only gathers a certain number of respondents. Since the population of general academics are few, and some of those students are being respondents or participants from other research study, the researchers, together with their research advisor, came up with this idea to use this sampling method to find a certain number of respondents that are needed for this study.
Moreover, the selection of the respondents was based on scope and limitation and statement of the problem. The researcher focused on 50 respondents of general academic students since they are the ones who face the challenges in choosing their career.
Next, the researchers use a survey questionnaire because this is an efficient and effective tool that will help to collect the needed data for this research study. In addition, the researchers' questionnaires are classified into 3 categories. First is the demographic profile. Next are the challenges faced by the general academic students. Lastly is how will the study practice help the students with their selection career. Next slide will be discussed by Ms. Cruz and Mr. Timaan. The researchers use books, research papers, journals, and internet search to create the survey questions. Henceforth, the researchers conduct validation to 3 teachers, and after that, they produce a pilot testing on 3 students to identify those confusing items on the survey questions.
After constructing and validating the instrument, the researchers distributed the questionnaire to 50 respondents from general academics from students to obtain the needed data for the research study.
The following methods that the researchers use to analyze the data are ranking, frequency and percentage, Likert scale, and the weighted. The results of the data will be discussed by Mr. Angala, Dimaano, Ms. Sabangan, and yours truly.
To begin with the presentation of data, part 1 or the demographic profile of the respondents. Table 1, sex of the respondents. Female got 56%, while male got 44%. Next. Table 2, the grade level of the respondents. Grade 11 got 48%, while grade 12 got 52%. In that case, grade 12 got a higher percentage than grade 11 since they are graduating and they are more prone to being indecisive about their career course in college. Next.
Based on the table 3, these are the section of the respondent. First Simon and Apricot got 24%, while Nara and Malawi got 26%. With that, Nara and Malawi got a higher percentage than First Simon and Apricot, since some of the grade 12 students are undecided about their career. Table 4 shows the employment status of the respondents' parents. As you can see in this table, the employee status got a high percentage with 58%, and the unemployed status got 42%. This implies that most of the students can pursue their career choice because they have financial resources from their current employment status.
The table 5 shows the interpretation of challenges encountered by the general academic students in terms of financial aspect. Based on the table, the rank 1 is I consider possible scholarship grants that will aid my career choice, has a weighted mean of 3.48 with a description of strongly agree. Rank 2, I consider possible part-time work to supplement my income if necessary, has a weighted mean of 3.26 with a description of strongly agree. And rank 3, I consider the tuition fees in choosing my career path, has a weighted mean of 3.1 with a description of agree. From this response of the respondents, this proves what Nelson said that the financial stability can affect the students' that most of the students from the general academic strand are having a hard time in choosing their career path because of lack of finances, even if the majority of their parents is employed, because some of them are still need to find scholarship and part-time work for them to be able to support their needs in their education.
The sixth table, in terms of environmental aspect, the wrong one is I feel pressure when considering others' expectation has a weighted mean of 3.24 with the description of agree. Rank 2, I consider the specialty of the school course before deciding on my career path has a weighted mean of 2.98 with the description of agree. Rank 3, I consider different career orientations from the other school before deciding on my career path has a weighted mean of 2.94 with the description of agree. This implies that students from the general academic strand are also experiencing pressures from the other people. In addition, some of them are afraid to disappoint the people like their family, friends, and relatives. That is why it is hard for them to decide a career. And because of that, something stops them, which is pressure.
The table 7 in terms of self-evaluation aspect, the rank 1 is how my self-esteem can affect my decision making, has a weighted mean of 3.3 with the description of strong agree. Rank 2, I prefer to apply or join community activities to explore my skills, has a weighted mean of 3.24 with the description of agree. And rank 3, I listed many options due to my career path needing gratification, has a weighted mean of 3.06 with a description of agree. This implies that self is one of the common enemy of every student in choosing their career path. Some of them are having a hard time choosing their career path because they didn't believe to their skills, talents, and their abilities. And some of them are still unaware to their strengths and their weaknesses. Furthermore, according to Maret et al. 2021, that during the COVID-19 pandemic, the career decision-making of some students becomes difficult because they isolate and criticize themselves. And lastly, the last table shows the response of the students on how the findings of this study can help them in choosing their career path. The rank 1 is I will save money to help my parents, guardians with my tuition has a weighted mean of 3.56 with a description of strongly agree. Rank 2, I will look for a possible schools that provides quality education, has a weighted mean of 3.42 with a description of strongly agree. And rank 3, I will review the course content before deciding on my career choice, has a weighted mean of 3.84 with a description of strongly agree. This implies that despite of the obstacles that the students face in choosing their career path, there are still possible ways that they can do for them to be able to choose a career path that is suitable for themselves. For the findings of this study, here is Ms. Gamboa.
In terms of the profile of the respondents, the study found that 56% of the respondents were female, while 44% were male. Additionally, 52% were in grade 12 and 48% were in grade 11. The study also found that 58% of the respondents' parents or guardians were employed, while 42% were unemployed. Furthermore, 26% of the respondents came from Nara and Malacca, while 24% came from Apricot and Personal. Now let's proceed for the part 2, the challenges faced by the general academic respondents in choosing their career path. In terms of financial aspect, I consider possible scholarship grants that will aid my career choice, got the rank 1, and consider the possible part-time work rather to supplement my income if necessary, got the rank 2, and consider the possible tuition fee in choosing my career path, got the rank 3. In terms of environmental aspect, I feel pressure when considering others' expectation, got the rank 1, and consider the specialty of the school course before deciding on my career path, got the rank 2. And lastly, got the rank 3, I consider the different career orientation from other schools before choosing my career path, got the rank 3. And lastly, here is the asking can affect my decision making. Better round one, and I prefer to apply or join community activities to explore my skills. Better round two, and I listed many options due to my career path needing clarification. Better round two. For the last part, here is the findings of the study that helps students with their selection of their career. I will save money to help my parents, guardians, and their tuition fee. Better round one. I will look for the possible schools that provides quality education. Better round two. And lastly, I will review the course content before deciding on a career choice. Better round three. Overall, these findings can assist undecided students in making informed decisions about their future path. After the summary of the findings, may I call on Ms. Astelero for the conclusions.
From the data gathering, the researchers conclude the following. The respondents are 50, mostly female, and were from grade 12 sections Nara and Bulan. The majority of their parents, guardians, and employment status are employed. The respondents' challenges are divided into 3 primary groups. To begin with, financial aspect. Many students say, I consider possible scholarship grants that will aid my career choice. In addition, most environmentals say, I feel pressure when I consider other expectations. Furthermore, when it comes to self-evaluation aspect, many respondents say having low self-esteem can affect my decision making. And according to the respondents, they will save their money for them to help their parents, guardians, and employment to pay their tuitions. They also agree that they would look to schools which offer good educations, and they will do research about different courses for them to be able to decide on their career. And a study conducted by the 2018, the researchers and the students can make different lists of career options and eliminate those careers that they think is not suitable for their skills, values, and interests based on their self-assessment. Then the recommendation of this study will be discussed by Mr. Akal.
Thank you, Mrs. Teliero. For the last slide, here are the researchers' recommendations to parents, students, teachers, school admins, and future researchers. Students should plan and think about the career or about the course that they will undertake for college years as soon as possible to prepare themselves and to evaluate if they are suitable for their chosen course. Next, parents should be the #1 supporter for their own children instead of setting high expectations. They should also encourage their children to take their time in evaluating in their skills, talents, passions in order to find the right career for themselves. Next, teachers and school admins should know how to assist their children, their students rather, in finding the right career for themselves by implementing seminars and career talks to lessen the burden of the students in choosing their career path. And lastly, future researchers should conduct an in-depth analysis about the unanswered aspect of this research. Through their in-depth analysis, they will find more information that will help the students in finding their career path. Next. Here are the references that the researchers used for this research study. Again, we are Group 4 from GAS 12 Lara. Thank you for listening. The researchers are now ready for your questions, suggestions, and recommendations for the betterment of this research study. Again, we are the researchers of this study entitled
The challenges faced by the general academic students in choosing their career path at Metro Manila College.
Okay, so thank you and congratulations Group 4 for the smooth presenting of your data. So now let's hear the comments, suggestions, and questions from our panelists. So let's start with Sir Morris.
Alright, so let's give yourself a big hand first. So congratulations. So first question, what is the contributions of your paper to the academy? Again, what is the contributions of your paper to the academy? So anyone can answer it. Yeah.
Yung contribution po ng research namin is makakatulong po siya sa mga undecided students, specifically for general academic students, to know kung ano po yung career choice na suitable sa kanila. Kasi yung perception po sa amin is more undecided. So, through this study, malalaman po nila kung ano yung pinaka-suitable course para to yun yung itin nila for their college years.
In addition to that po, yung contribution po ng study nito sa mga students po, it's possible po, yung mga students po makakuha sila ng mga strategies na pwede nilang magawa para mas madali nila na malaman yung mga skills nila, talents, and their abilities para po sa paraan na yun, ma-identify po nila kung saan sila nag-excel at makapili po sila ng career na dapat po para sa kanila.
In addition to that po, nakakatulong po itong research namin para ma-clarify po yung mga nasa isip po ng mga estudyante na katulad din po namin na undecided para po matulungan na din sila sa kanilang pagpili ng tamang career na magsusunod sa kanila.
Thank you. So, suggestion nyo sa paper nyo. So, check lang din natin yung funds tayo, right? So, tama tayo, right? So, dito na, check natin at tama na lahat. And then, tama ko ito. And then, and when it comes to chapter 4, so references, analysis, creativity, all crafts po. And then sa art staff, masyado po siya mahaba. And then, and then sa chapter, with the chapter of research, first, words capital letter lang, okay, hindi siya lang capital. And then, wala nang number, okay, sa per chapter. And then sa conclusions, be precise, okay, conclude, no more statement from the questionnaires. So lahat naman nakanote siya dito. And then, in chapter 1, the economic and peace block 1. Okay, so last one, so when did you conduct this research? So include na lang din sa video. And then for the review of related literature, so yung challenges in the literature of students, so no-made na lang na all caps lock. So ano lang din siya, first word after.
Clarify lang, so bali yung sa challenges ko yung first letter ng full function.
No, I mean, per word. For example, challenges sa A, capital C, and then sa career, choice, and students. Same with factors into career selections. And importance of career decision making. Yeah, and importance of how the career path. So in chapter 2, sa research design, the last part 1, you included how did you use it in your research, so explain and include nilang din sa last. Same with the summary technique, how did you use it in your research, and then explain and then include nilang din sa last. then sa instructions and validations of the instrument. So who validates it? So that's yung include kasi yung validation instrument. So in chapter 3, siguro napalitaan nyo na lang din. Number 1, proper respondent, make sure naka-bold. In table 1, per table, i-unbold na natin siya.
Ano ba yung pangalan mo yung teachers mo?
Yes.
Ah,
That's it. Sa kung sino nagpabali, kung sino nagpabali speakers. Ito lang. Okay. Thank you. So, parang yun lang yung society na sa akin. Wala na academic and corrections. Thank you.
Okay, so good afternoon everyone. Congratulations for your presentation this afternoon. So binigay niyo sa rest, no? Dun sa cover page nyo, make sure to indicate the date today, no, for your presentation today, which is May at 1. May 1. Sa pag-edit. Tapos, nasabi ka rin ng Sir Morris yung about sa abstract kasi there are some crisis scenario in the abstract, no, na pwede yung i-indicate doon sa introduction para makita yung kung ano talaga yung problema or challenges mo dapat yung ginagawa ng study. Kasi dito sa abstract mo, nakikita ko yung pag-ibang crisis scenario na pwede nyo na i-indicate doon sa introduction, no? Your abstract will be the summary of your study. So, yun ang kasama ng study. No? So, hanapin nyo na lang meron ng sinag dito ng mga statement na pwede nyo i-indicate under introduction. Ayun, tapos, in the chapter 1, wala na po yung word na the problem and its background. So, we will remove that. Instead, diretso na po tayo sa word na introduction. So, ayun. Introduction mo sige, you may also include that if you want to.
So yung introduction mo, capitalize mo ba ito or
Capitalize. Tapos, sige, hindi ko napapakailaman yung RRLS mo sa yung mga things align naman sa site.
Kaya lang yan yung medyo mabigat kasi yung una yung teams challenges
I-arrange
yung importance.
arrange nyo ng base sa gamit nito. Okay, next. Tapos, yung sabi kanina ni Sir Morris, dito sa theoretical framework, why did you choose theory of career choice? How do you relate this theory of choice in your study? Paano siya i-relate? Yes, ang
sure ma-relate po namin yung theory of career choice ni John Bolan sa research topic po namin. Kumbaga, gagamitin po nila yung reset para po maging organized po yung pagpaplano nila for their career. Like for example po, realistic type of students, kailangan po maging realistic sila sa pagpili ng career choice nila. Kailangan po, kung pipiliin nila yun, kailangan yun po talaga yung susundin nila. And at the same time po, yung investigative or yung thinkers, kailangan isipin po nila ng matigil kung ano po yung career choice na gusto po nila.
Okay, so, yung mga sinabi sige, yung mga sinabi nyo, you may also indicate in the theoretical framework. Kasi, we should connect and relate this theory to your study. Next, tapos sa SOP nyo na doble ata yung 2 point. No? 2 point ko tama, na doble lang siya. So, sa final output nyo, makatanggal. Environmental aspect, na doble. Tama. Okay, so definition of terms, wala kong introductory statement. Kailangan na lang yan. So, palagyan na lang. Tapos sa results, yung mga letter F dyan and the symbol of percentage, naka-spell out. Yung F, frequency, yung percentage, spell out mo yan siya. Huwag yung i-aggregate. Basta lahat mo nakita nyo yung F and percentage, spell out mo siya. Ayun, tapos, bakit pati grade 11 tinawag mo for sa pagpili ng ano? Are they decided? Or bakit na-involve ang grade 11 sa study?
Kasi hindi rin naman po kami yung undecided, kasama rin po sila sa mga undecided.
Sa pagpili ng career, decided sila sa pagpili ng career. Yes.
So, ma-emphasize po yung early talent and organizing po para sa mga grade 11. Para nag-prepare na po sila sa college career.
That's why, in-involve sila sa study. So, sige. Okay, so I'm gonna have questions anymore. So let's give the floor to Sir.
So, third naman. So, may mga suggestions na kami dito for the improvement of your paper. So, number one, nasabi nyo naman na kanina, kaya naging sa theory of career choice. So, nung sinerch ko siya, hindi siya theory of career choice. Ang tawag sa kanya is vocational personalities and environment. So, yun yung theory ni Olan. So, RIASEC. RIASEC. Okay? So, yung RIASEC na yan suggests that individual are likely to choose and thrive in careers that align with your dominant personality types. Okay, so on your paper, hindi siya nag-reject kasi yung personality yung tinignan natin, but rather some aspects, no? Halimbawa, personal aspect, environmental, etc. So yun yung tinignan natin. So, if you could consider, no, itong ginawa nyo dito, baka pwede kayong kumuha ng ibang theoretical framework. Okay? So same thing with the conceptual framework. Yeah, so conceptual framework, mas maganda kung naka-IDDB lang siya. Okay? What are the independent variables? Challenges faced. No? Yeah, ano ang dependent variable yan? Environmental aspect, financial aspect, health aspect. Okay? So, then, yun, basta yung IDDB model na ang gawin natin. Kasi ito, yan, so hindi ko maintindihan kung nasa si choosing a career path choice ba is affected by environmental aspect, and general academic students or vice versa. So walang araw kasi so important yung mga arrows for us to identify. Okay, now ano nakita yung challenges na kinakaharap ng mga students pagdating sa choosing their career path?
Yung challenges na nakita ko namin is yung mga students ko is nahihirapan sila pumili ng career path dahil hindi ko sila
Saan item yan?
self-evaluation.
Anong page number? Check natin na. Financial, lagpas ng financial aspect. Sige, ano yun?
Yung ibang students ko is hindi ko sila aware sa mga skills, talents, and abilities ko nila. Kaya yung iba po kailangan pa po na mag-join sa mga community activities para po ma-explore nila yung mga skills nila. At yung iba lang po nahihirapan sila kumuha ng career decision nila dahil mababa po yung self-esteem ko.
Okay. So, to be honest, no, wala ko nakitang challenges dito sa inyong paper. Focus ito ay mga factors. Kasi for example, in this table, financial aspect, I consider the employment status of my parents in choosing a career path. I consider the salary, I consider family expenses, I consider possible part-time, I consider the tuition fee, I consider the possible scholarship, then I consider the availability of printing material and audio learning tools. So these are not challenges. Tama ba? Hindi ba siya challenges ba? Pero hindi. Kasi these are just factors. Now, kasi kung sabihin natin challenges when it comes to financial aspect, no? Yan. So nandiyan yung mga naka-negative yan. Okay, I have part-time to get scholarship, no? my family doesn't have enough money for me to send to my chosen career. And so sana nakaganon yung statements nyo. Then, I also observed on your page 39, yung number 1 dapat na sagot is naging number 4 siya. Pakicheck na po yun. Yan. Kasi yung number 7, I consider the availability of printing materials and audio learning tools. Ang sagot ay 8.6. And your verbal interpretation is agreed. No? So if we're going to look back at your paper, it should be the number 1. And the verbal interpretation is strongly agreed. And so check nyo, kasi mali na yung magiging sagot nyo. Mali yung sama nyo, mali yung conclusion nyo. Okay, so check nyo mabuti yan. Okay, so ayun, so siguro papalitan lang namin yung title. So naman kasi video ni Kay. Okay. Yan, kasi ito yung yung number 5, and having low sleep can affect my decision making. So ito yung challenges nila. Yan. Okay, pero guys, wala na. Okay, hindi na siya challenges, factors na siya. Then, ano yung findings of the study that help students with their selection of career path? Yan. Dapat, kung ito yung mga challenges, okay, di ba may challenges ka each, no? Yan, environmental, financial, self-evaluation. So dapat lahat yun, meron kang sariling solution, no? Yan, may sariling kang solution for that. Kasi nandito, isahan na lang siya. Yan. I-release down my top 3 career choice before. I-release down my top 3 career choices before choosing one. So ito, pwede na ito sa self-evaluation yan. Pwede na ilagdag sa self-evaluation. Yan. I will assess self-evaluation. Yan. So for self-evaluation, so although I will save money, so ito, mapupunta to sa financial aspect. So baka pwede yung tanggalin ito. Yan. Okay, tanggalin yung table 8, dismantle niyo siya. Then, i-akma nyo doon sa mga statements mo dito sa loob. Okay? So, dun sa chapter 4, yan, discussion. Wala yung statement of the properly. Listen to the SOP. Then, mababago yung mga sagot nyo dahil overlook yung isa. Unless mali yung mali lang ng type ko. Ano ako? Kasi kung mali, hindi akong kasalanan yun. Baka ano yung data na wala din yung data. Okay, pero please take a look on that. Summary of the findings. Okay. Sa conclusion nyo, wala nang numbers dito. Conclusion na dito. And majority of the respondents, most of the respondents, tapos, hindi nyo na ulitin kasi ulit nyo na ulit eh. Yan, I consider possible scholarship. Bigyan nyo na kami ng conclusion nyo. Okay? Yan, huwag nyo na ulitin kung ano yung nasa summary of findings. What will be your conclusion? Meron ka ng data, ano makakonclude mo? No? That the students need scholarship programs. Then, Okay, mawawala yung number 3 nyo. Then when it comes to your references, yan, hindi ko alam kung naiiba-iba lang yung ano nyo, yung font nyo. Anong font gamit nyo? Dapat Tahoma 13. Tahoma 13 tayo. Okay? So, nag-iiba-iba kasi siya. May maliit, may malaki, may maliit, may malaki. Tapos, paka-delete yung mga hyperlink. So, dapat hindi na, wala, may nandun pa rin yung link, pero wala na yung hyperlink. Okay, tapos i-block nyo na siya. Ha? Okay, tapos tignan nyo yung proper citation kapag nag-take mo proper referencing kapag susulat pag kailangan ng mga hyperlinks. Okay? So, ganyan yung mga sinabi pa ako dito. Significance of the study, paki-all caps po yung mga beneficiaries doon. Then, pakitanggal yung 4. Okay, diretso na. Students. Okay, wala na 4. Tapos sa review of related literature, nakalagay pa rin this chapter. So hindi wala ka ng chapter doon, di ba? Nakasettle na yun. Okay, so lagay mo this section, this segment, 1 and 2. But not chapter. Tapos proper citation, no? Yan. Pag ano yun na, addition, yung the local literature stated by, pili nyo na lang. Okay? According to Rain et al. Ano na lang? Wala na yung, the local literature stated by, wala na yung mga ganyan. A study by, pakikinig na yun. Diretso yun na. Okay? Yan. Tapos, kung mayroong mga open and close parentheses, that's the time you will use ampersand. Pero halimbawa, dito sa page 5, di ba? A study by Lucas Jr. Okay? So, you use ampersand. So, hindi ka na nag-use ng ampersand. Okay? Kapag wala sa loob ng parentheses. So, you use end word. Okay? So, pakicheck na lang. Hindi ko na check lang. Kapag baliktad mo, kapag nasa loob, nilalagay na na end. Definition of terms, so pakapalo na lang yung MC format. Yan, may mga introductory statements pa yan. So, ano yan, sample technique, 50. Yun yung, writing na yung reserve bakit nyo sinali yung grade 11. Okay, bakit ko sinabi yung grade 11? Dapat grade 12 lang sana. Mas maganda kung grade 12 lang yung inilagay nyo since you are the one na mag-decide na doon sa mga career choice nyo. Okay, yan. So, doon kayo na papunta eh. Sila kasi grade 11 pa lang. No? So, more likely, hindi pa sila talaga aware when it comes to choosing their careers kasi grade 11 pa lang naman kami, nag-explore pa lang kami. Unlike sa inyo, na grade 12, mas impact sana yung mga makukuha yung data dahil kaya na mismo yung lalabas, kaya na nakakaramdam ng mga ganitong factors. No? Kaya na nakakaramdam ng mga situations na nandito. Okay, unlike sa grade 11. So, sa susunod yung research sana, isipin nyo din na hindi naman siya bias kung grade 12 lang lahat. Okay, kasi pwede na pa namin naririnig. Kaya napili yung 11 and 12 kasi bias daw. Para hindi maiwasan yung bias. Actually, bias niya yung research. Kasi quota sampling lang yung ginamit natin. Okay? Yan. Unlike kung nag-random na lang sana tayo. Or nag-purposing na lang sana tayo. Okay, pero otherwise, no, you have a very good research. Kaya lang din yan. Papalitan lang natin yung title if the panel will agree with me. Okay? So instead of challenges faced by general academic students in their choosing in their career path, okay, so magiging factors affecting na lang ito. Factors affecting the career choice of students. Okay na po yun. Tanggalin niyo na po yung MLC. Factors affecting the career choice of the students during academic year, yun na lang. Academic year 2023, 2022-2023. Okay? Ayan. So, para mas, sino leader? Pangalan. Sa pangalan. Ayan. So, kung gusto mo, pwede ka ikaw yung kauna. Dito sa pangalan. Okay, kasi halimbawa, sino si Anggala? Ayan. So, si Anggala, yung magiging masasal. Okay? Anggala et al na lang ikaw yung leader. Kung gusto mo lang naman, no? Ayan. Okay, since you are the leader, syempre, sometimes the leader has the more contribution when it comes to the paper. So, ang natin, kung gusto mo, ikaw yung maging una sa author. Okay, and the rest, alphabetical. Okay, so yun lang. Ngayon question, nakita niyo na. No? Nakita niyo na yung mga factors. Then, you as students, paano yung pag-aandaan yung mga career choice? Okay? Or paano kayo pipili ng mga career choice na? What are the things you need to consider? Okay? One by one.
Ako po sir, since may course na po pinapili sa college, which is po yung BS Psychology. So, pero ang tinitignan ko po isang factor is yung financial. Since alam ko po na kaya po ng family ko na magbayad po ng tuition fee ko, pero at the same time, din pa din po yung cost sa isip ko na what if madismaya sila kapag pinili ko yung ganitong course, hindi po nila kayang bayaran yung isang tuition fee. Pero as much as possible, kinakaya ko din po na kumuha ko ng scholarship para po matulungan din po yung parents ko.
Saka naman po, yung isang factor na nakikita ko yung sa preparation aspect ko. Hindi ko po alam yung mga skills, talents ko po na kaya po nahirapan pa rin po. Pero yung solution ko is yung self-assessment po. Sa parang ko rin, makikita ko yung mga strengths ko po ay yung
Sa akin naman po, biggest idea ko. Pero yung problema po, financial resources ko yung family ko. Kasi, yung income po namin medyo mali. Hindi ko lang po sure kung kayang ipagpatuloy yung self kung ikitake ko yung Pero kung kung tatrabahan naman po, siguro baka kaya po matake yun. Kahit part-time job lang po.
Sa akin po sa financial po, kasi gusto ko po mag-doctor po, pero po, hindi ko po alam kung kaya kong supportahan ng parents ko yung pag-doctor since malaki po yung tuition. So, hindi ko po alam kung ano i-aaral ako na course sa
Akin naman, pero kung ang pinaka-apart ko sa akin pag-ibig ng course ko is yung nakaka-pressure ko yung mga binibigay, yung mga expectation na binibigay sa akin ng mga tao. Kaya po, sa ngayon po, sa business startup namin, medyo nakaka-relate po ako sa results na nakuha namin. Then, na-experience ko din po siya bilang student. For me naman po, lahat po ng aspect, yun po yung factors ko. Dahil, isa rin po ako sa mga wala po sa financial, nagdadawat pa rin po sa sarili ko, etc. Pero dito po, sa akin po namin, nakatulong po to para mas maaga na po mag-apply sa mga scholarships ko, mga applications sa school ko, para mas lalo pa po ma-organize yung career path na gusto ko.
Wala na.
Okay, so we will give you 1 week to edit this one. Okay, so for submissions, I think sir. lang. Okay, so sige, stand up na po tayo.
Sit na.
Okay, so congratulations for coming up with this great research. And their title is Factors Affecting the Career Choice of Gas Students During Academic Year 2022-2023. The panel of examiners approved and accepted your paper with the grade of 97%. One week
We will take it for you.
Okay, wait lang. 1, 2, wait lang. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you po, sir. Bye-bye po.
Yung paper iwan niya dyan.